Hello everyone and welcome back to the HCW YouTube channel. My name is Rank Wrestle and today is the UK Indie Spotlight. So today we've got on Corey McRae, which you'll notice I'll pronounce his name wrong when we get into the video, which was slightly embarrassing. But you may know him from mainly IPW. He was in the WL where he won the titles. And he's been abroad a lot recently, so any foreign fans, you've probably catched him in Spain, Germany. I believe he was in Budapest recently. But the guy's doing very well for himself. So check out the video, go check out his YouTube channel and his Twitter, and I hope you all have a nice rest of the day. Roll the intro.
Okay everyone, welcome back to the HCW YouTube channel, and today we've got another UK Indie Spotlight, and today we're bringing on the Silverback, Corey McRae. How are you doing?
Not bad, mate, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well, yeah, it's nice to have you on.
Thank you. Can you just say my last name again, just quickly?
McRae?
McRae, yeah, cool.
McRae, yeah, okay, did I butcher it, did I?
Yeah, the first time I was like, that's right. So I had a McGay one in a wrestling match once. Someone said McGay, the announcer. So it's not, you've not butchered it the worst, but
but at least it's there then, that's fine. To be fair, I was watching, I don't think you have any interest in this right now, but you know KSI, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing that boxing fight tonight,
Right.
sorry, and he's fighting Swarms. And Bruce Buffer was there doing the weigh-in. He was calling me like Swams or something like that.
Yeah. It's just idea. Yeah, to be fair, I don't even know who Swarms is, the rapper sort of thing. I know he's one of the UK guys, but
yeah, like I've heard the odd song, but I'm not majorly into him.
Yeah.
But they've just thrown him in there last minute because that Wasabi guy kind of disappeared.
But
so we, as I said with these interviews, we just kind of like chronicle your career and go from there. So So what first got you into like the wrestling thing?
Well, unlike most people, I never really, well, especially people in this business, never really watched it growing up. I think I watched a bit of TNA, like Prime TNA, a couple times. I tipped like a couple John Cena matches, but other than that, wasn't really interested. And it wasn't till, when was it? I've been doing it 6 years now, so 2022, so 2000. Oh, maths is bad. Yeah, 2016 would that be?
6 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2016, 2017. My friend that you also might know, Harry Mann or Forrest Hayes, he had the first pro show down in Harwich where we live. And I thought, just as a mate from school, I would go down and show me support. Like, it's his first big match, be it for a good friend, and go and watch. And at the time, I'd been doing martial arts and different classes of styles for 3 years, and was already thinking about stopping because I didn't really like hurting people for no reason, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's understandable, yeah.
Yeah, so I then went and watched Harry do that, and I really liked the atmosphere of it and controlling the crowd's emotions and getting them involved and invested while still being able to perform. So now I was like, do you know what, I could use my martial arts skills, and I like the Aleister Black masses, the spinning kicks, the what would be the good word? Like the highlights of that aspect, take that into wrestling and be able to do that without hurting anyone. So I get best of both worlds. And I was like, you know what, I'll give that a crack. Spoke to Harry after his match, got the information for training, and then met a mate who also wanted to do it or was training at the same school as Harry, Nick Payne. He said, you can take me to training on Sunday. That way you've got to come. Because I was that guy, I was like, yeah, I'll come training, mate, I'll come. And I never did. And then that one weekend, he was like, you can take me to training tomorrow, so you have to come. Did the training, and then literally didn't miss a single training session for a year and a half. Fridays and Sundays, did that every single week for a year and a half, and then only broke that because I then had to do a wrestling tour in Ireland. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, so it's fair. At least you broke it to do wrestling, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
So where were you training at?
a place called SOS in Harwich down the road from me.
Yeah.
Um, did there for 4 years, for 5 years.
Okay. And who was the trainer?
Paul Tyrrell.
I've heard the name. I'm not like that familiar, but I've heard the name. And how did you
Yeah,
find like the training with him?
yeah, sound old school guy with he sort of did the roads with Jody Fleisch and all those lot.
Yeah, like the Johnny Storm kind of guys. Yeah, like the old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that group. Yeah, it was sound, absolutely sound. Like you get in, show us all all of his techniques and his little life hacks here and there and what not to do's and what to do's, and it was very good.
yeah. That's awesome. And when did you like? How long was it after the training until you had your first match? Was that the island you mentioned, or was it before that?
No. So with SOS, there was a promotion in Harwich, the one that Harry did his first match for. That I won't name just because of legal shit. But we'd done that. The SOS was like the academy for the pro show.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2 or 3 months, and then I got. We had like the SOS have their own training shows anyway, which was one of the best bits about it. It wasn't just training school; they'd have monthly shows, so you could get used to the crowd, the nerves, and that sort of match feeling in your training stage. It wasn't like train and then jumped into the big pond. You sort of got a nice gradual grow with it. So yes, about 2 months until I was wrestling on the training shows, and then 3 months until I got graduated to the pro show, and then did both off and on every month. There's like 2 or 3 shows every month in Harwich. So I got like land on my feet running pretty much, and was able to. I don't know what the words are. Get like not get the rust off because I didn't have any, but sort of learn the routine very quick.
It's going along. Yeah, like the techniques
Yeah.
and stuff. And obviously did out with your martial arts background with that kind of. A lot of people do transition well from martial arts to do it in kind of early on wrestling.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is footwork that you learn from martial arts. You can tell because like, when people start and learn the running the ropes or footwork around the ring can be very chunky and I've seen people grip up and fall over. But whereas footwork for martial arts, that's like one of the core things because obviously you want to be steady, grounded and balanced. That is a big benefit when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, so that works out. And how did you think your first match went? Who was it against? Or?
Oh, it'd be dog shit, I reckon. I don't know. Oh, I tell you what it was. Because it come up on my Facebook memories a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a rumble, and I did like a Santino Marella sort of sitting in the crowd, giving it large, and then one like wrestlers come over and was giving it back, and then he slapped me, and then I stormed off in a rage, went backstage, and then come out in the rumble and eliminated that wrestler. That was my. And I've got a photo of it. I'm wearing skinny spray-on jeans and some trainers. Yeah, it was good fun. Good fun.
Okay, and like when did you start getting like a lot of bookings after that? Like, was it just that scene for the time being?
Yeah, that was that. It was pretty much just that for the year and a half, and then the Irish. There would be a couple other outside shows once a month or whatever, but nothing major. And then the Irish booking come along, and I had to do like a McGregor sort of piss take as such, because I don't see it, but I can look like him apparently. And they got me new gear made. Oh, because I was wearing Irish trunks, which everyone thought I was taking. I was like a show and appreciation or whatever you want to call it for McGregor, but it wasn't. It was my martial arts coach. He wore similar to what Riddle wears, them trunk, that but Irish flagged, and that's what he wore for his fights. So there's like a little dedication. I wore them at the start. But that obviously people didn't know that, and they only saw the McGregor thing. And then obviously someone in Ireland had picked that up and was like, "Oh, that could be useful for us over here." And then done that, and then obviously the fact that I got booked overseas was like a little step up into more branched bookings.
Yeah, like it's definitely, even if it is like the McGregor fingers, at least it got you to somewhere, kind of
Yeah, yeah.
like the only
Like people,
resemblance, I'm going to be honest, they just saw the hair and you've got the tattoo, and you the chest tattoo instantly, so they think, yeah, that, yeah. So that's instantly what they're thinking, aren't they? Yeah. But that's right from that, and then like I was looking, so I obviously have to do research on people and stuff like that.
yeah,
I was looking through like the people you fought around this. You like fought Mike Bailey quite early on in your career,
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. Won my first title. I defended it against him.
I think you were
Um,
defending that I saw on it. I couldn't
defended, yeah,
see when you picked up the title because I was looking on Cage Match and I couldn't see when you won the title.
sure.
I saw you defended against Mike Bailey. It was really random.
Yeah, it's obviously the best bit about that training school and then having the pro show was like I got fed some incredible talent very early on, which obviously helped me massively. But I had no right being in there with those wrestlers. But they're all very understanding, very kind, very generous. Bloody hell, generous with the matches, and they didn't just see it as like squash matches, or they just treated me as if I was a pro, and we just went back and forth. And yeah, that Mike Bailey match is still to this day one of my favourite matches. I'd love to, as in what I learned from it, what I took away from it, kicked the shit out of me. But it was good. That's how I like. That's how I've grown to like it. And I now do. No, I don't. I'm not horrible, but it's very snug because we want that to look real, and we want to show that we are knocking the two shades of shit out of each other.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite kind of versions of wrestling. The people that actually like the proper strikers,
Mm-hmm.
so Chris Ridgway, people like that. Like you look like you're gonna kill someone, but it's
Yeah,
definitely
that's it. Literally, that was my because of not watching wrestling. I never really was into it. It was all a bit too not dramatic, but it sort of went into that WWE thing of like don't know what the respectful way to put it is, but basically it wasn't my cup of tea. And I wanted my mission was for and my performances if the dad because the mums and the dads always take the kids mainly, and the dads aren't really that interested from what I've seen. If I can make the dad go home and be like, the rest were meh, but that one guy in that one match who didn't wear the shoes, they knocked the living life out of each other. Then I'm happy. That's what I'm after.
yeah, it's just fun to see. I'll be honest, just like people have been like chops and stuff like, and you see like the actual wounds, and it looks like
Yeah,
they've had a proper competition.
yeah,
But yeah, with Mike Bailey, look, I've spoke to him a few times. He used to be around because of what happened with his visa and stuff, and he couldn't go into America.
yes, yes,
So he was
yeah.
around the Kamikaze where I was at for a few years, and he's such a nice guy as well.
Honestly, yeah,
Proper down to earth. Like,
yeah, very, very nice guy. I can't wait for that rematch. To be able to do that again, but actually now know what I'm doing, we can put one hell of a spectacle on.
yeah, definitely. Like, and especially I think your match was like 22 minutes or something. I saw on your YouTube, so
Yeah,
it's a decent
yeah.
matchup, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Green is great. I think what I must have been. If I'm still wearing them trunks, I must still be a year and a half into it. Really, like that's the first in the first year. Doing 20 minutes with Mike Bailey is something to be proud of.
Yeah, no, I like Spree because that was like when Mike Bailey was proper getting at it as well. Like the only thing that
Yeah,
stopped him was that visa issue that he had.
mhm.
And now look at him, he's everywhere.
That's what. Even still, I feel like he's criminally
Oh no, it's insane, isn't it?
underrated, underheard of. Like he is one of the best in the world at wrestling, and I don't get like every match is a 5-star standing ovation match, and it feels like he's just one of the indie guys. Like how he's not in New Japan or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's silly. Look, the amount of people I see on Twitter like the last few years ago, oh, this new guy, Mike Bailey, and it's like this new guy, Mike Bailey,
You know,
kicking
like, what?
people's heads in. I was in PWG and stuff like that before I had
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so you had that title. How long did you keep that title?
Oh God knows. It was one of them. I won it 5 times in the end. I think it was one of them like in betweens because it was like a. It wasn't the main title. It was more of that sort of style of like fast paced striking, and it was like in between me, Ridgway, me, Dexter. I can't remember who else had it, but not. It was like 3 months, 4, 5 months or something in total. I think nothing crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And like as I said, I was going through your stuff, and I saw you won the IPW tournament, the Future 8 one.
Yes, yeah. Won that.
Yeah, how did it feel to kind of like, because obviously, was it 3 rounds, 4 rounds? That I think you had 3 matches, did you?
3 matches, I think, in total. Yeah, yeah, that was an experience and a learning curve trying to remember 3 matches, and also going through that adrenaline of like wrestling, go through the car crash, relax, and your body starts up, and then you're going again, relax, and so it was took out on the body, but it was good fun. Good fun.
Yeah, because you're proper like adrenaline dumping in it as soon as you
Yeah,
stop and you got to go back out again and do it again.
absolutely.
Were you like discussing the matches before each match, or did you have to just kind of go through it from the start before you even did your first match?
It was like we planned. We got from what I remember, I think we planned the first match, and then I'd sort of go speak to the other guys and get like the bare basic principles of like this would be the story and this, okay, and then the last guy, their story, this, and then I'd sort of focus on the first match. And when that was done, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I think it was only 2 matches on one night, and then the final one another night. I'm not sure. I know because the last match was a 4-way, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it was all in the one night. According to this, is this the correct thing? You fought TJ Perkins. No, that's Cara Noir. I'm reading the whole thing here. Sorry. So yeah, that's Cara Noir versus TJ Perkins. You beat
Nice.
AJ Singh.
Oh, cool.
And then it was James Storm beat the Bruce and Martin Kirby beat Warren Banks.
That's it. It's 2 matches. I was thinking of a different one. I was thinking of the IPW. Was it IPW?
Oh no, I was reading the Super 8 there. Yeah, so that was the one Cara Noir, and that's my bad.
Yeah.
The IPW Future 8 is the one. Yeah, I'm completely
that one. Yeah. Think about that. I'm a nobody, and I'm in the ring with James Storm, Cara Noir, and Martin Kirby.
Yeah, like it's incredible.
The hell, I was so nervous backstage because I'm not. Still to this day, I'm not a big fan. Personally, not a fan of like fatal 4-ways because just there's so much, and my memory's dog shit. I've got this. I don't know what it is, but I've got this thing of just trying to know everyone's spot, so I know exactly where I need to be and what I'm doing. So with them not planning all of that, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, like 2 veterans of Cara Noir, and then yourself is like, okay, what's happening? Especially when you got.
I'll just follow along. Yeah, I'll just do whatever you want.
Yeah, like because that was quite early on in Cara Noir's career as well, wasn't it? If I remember, like because he only properly shot to like heights in probably about 2018 to 2019. Then again, he was there since 2010, according to this. So very good for him.
Crazy.
But yeah, so the Future 8 one, the one I was supposed to click on. So you beat Charlie May. And it was so you had 2 matches, and it was yourself. You beat then Andreas Core, Ben Basden, and Dexter.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
And then you kind of like you've had a few tournaments since then as well, like which you've gone quite far in every tournament. Like you haven't won one since, but like they're all like final full-on tournaments though.
Yeah, just not that last bit apparently, but we'll get there.
Yeah, like to start with your first one to win, that's always the best thing to start out as.
It's just been downhill since.
To be fair, your next match was the James Storm Cara Noir Martin Kirby. So you kind of you're a bit optimistic if you're winning that one, ain't you?
To shoot, still the win.
So there were few. When did you why the Silverback? Where did that nickname come from?
Good question. I still to this day wonder that. I wanted a new nickname, but I just literally can't think of one, so I've been stuck with Silverback since. I'm pretty sure it was Darren Till used it, and I was like, stuff it. I'll just because I did like when I do the entrance, I sort of do the monkey. I get in like a monkey and sort of do the walk around the ring as a gorilla, and I'm short and stocky. And at work, because I sprained my wrist playing football, I can no longer with my right hand. I literally just recently done it with my left, but I've learnt my lesson from my right, so I'm stretching my left to make sure it doesn't happen. But I now can't do push-ups on my right. I can't bend it.
At that point, yeah.
So at work, instead of for years, because I'm what's the way to do it? A sailmaker in my shoot job, so there's a lot of like crawling around on your hands and knees. But instead, I sort of like. As you would imagine, a silverback sort of move around. I'm on all fours because it's just quicker and that. So I was sort of stuff. I'll run with that and then I can change it once I figure out a new name. And I just didn't figure out a new one, so I've been stuck with a silverback since.
Yeah,
So
that
if anyone,
happens, a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, it kind of like a lot of people like they go, "Oh, I'll change this nickname," and then it's there forever. It's just like,
yeah, literally, yeah. So if you or anyone can think of a new nickname, please let me know.
yeah, we can poll it on the Twitter channel and see
Yeah,
go
do
around.
it, do it.
And we'll figure out a new one for you. So
Right, sir.
from that, like obviously, in 2020, that big thing, that small thing happened called COVID.
Uh, what's that? I must have missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you doing during that long time period?
Uh, let me think. What bits can I say? Definitely following all the rules. Definitely doing that. Nah, literally, it was the best time of my life. Me and my friend, a couple of my mates, like we never. I've always been very it's a load of bollocks. Well, after 2 weeks and realizing that the stats of like 95 to 99% of people surviving, and
Yeah,
I'm not a tinfoil hat kind of guy, but there was something bigger behind it, and I know it was a load of bollocks to some degree. So me and my friends, with just the two of us, we'd go on the local field that was near us, and we bought like windbreakers, and we'd just sit there play football. Just enjoy the sun, really. I think I ended up getting about 5 months off of work in total for the first lockdown, which was absolutely heaven. And it was really hot. Like it was really hot in that period as well.
time,
Like, yeah, so it was in the garden for most of it. But then we'd go out, catch up with friends, play a game of footy here and there. And just enjoy that freedom and make the most of it, because we just knew that. Well, we hoped that we wouldn't be ever put in that sort of situation again. And obviously, we're thinking at the time, this will only be a month long, so we'll have fun with it. Oh, it's only going to be 2 months long. Oh, it's only going to be 3 months long. And it just obviously carried out. And then by the 5th month, it was just couldn't give a rat's ass about us and just do what we want to do. And like still to this day, like I don't know if this will get me hate or not, I don't care, but people in this day driving in their car with a mask on, I just hope they need to crash, because they like it does my head in. Does my head in. People wearing masks inside cars, like on their own, by the way, like not even
your own car. You're coming from.
Yeah.
If you just by yourself, then it's a bit odd.
I've seen people in there. Yeah, sorry, I should have made that clear that I'm on about people on their own.
Masks. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Just, if you're wearing, to be fair, if you wear a mask these days and you're not ill or you're not 80, then grow up.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
Yeah, people on their own in their own car wearing a mask. It's just like no.
I think it's just some people got quite OCD with it, and then it's just they forgot that what life was before, and that you don't really need.
The scare tactics of the propaganda. It's just, but I don't want to get to. There's no need to get too political about it. But
that's fair enough.
People just got so scared and they believed everything, and obviously that's stuck with them. And to a degree, like if you're an older age or you are ill, then fair enough. But yeah, not in a car on your own.
Yeah, no, that's sort of like as you said, when you got furloughed as well, I fluked furlough. Like I moved job in March of that year, and I was off.
Okay.
So I was on the phone for like a month, and I was off for like 6 months into August.
Oh hell yeah!
It was the greatest
you had
time of my
a whole
life.
year off.
Yeah, it was so good. Like I was just in my house, in my back garden, drinking.
Did you have anyone in your house, or did that sort of send you a bit crazy by the end of it?
For the first few months, we were kind of a bit antsy with it because I didn't know what it was, and it was the unknown thing. But then we were quite lax as well. I'll be honest.
Once you do your own bit of research and realise it's not what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah, I think a lot of with the news they try and make you the worst case. They never mention it's just always the worst case scenario. I think that's what worries people.
Yeah. It's obviously that gets more clicks, doesn't it? No one cares about this may hurt you, I mean it may not. Carry on. But bad news gets attention.
Yeah, and it affected everyone different ways. Like I caught COVID last month, and I was off ill for my work for like a month, but it was just fatigue.
Really?
More than anything, it was just like knacker, and it wasn't like, and it was just I was knackered all the time.
Yeah, you were knackered.
Yeah, and I had 3 boosters as well, so that made me depressed.
This is the thing as well. This is what makes this does my head. People get jet. Like I'm triple boosted, 2 jabs in the boost or whatever.
Yeah,
like you're getting all of that, and people are still getting ill. It's like.
It's just unknown, weren't it? And I think they tried to help, but we just got to live with it.
It is what it is. And to be fair, they've done all right at the end of it. like they managed to get the vaccine and it saved a lot of people and it helped a lot of people. But it was just such a weird time, and it was just a bit of everything, like just new, never done before. So it was weird, the fact that they managed to fix it to a degree and get us out. We were one of the first countries and like to break all the sort of lockdown rules and that, wasn't it? So that was we done well there.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said, it's just now we're just living with it.
Yeah.
You mentioned you were playing football. Who'd you support?
Chelsea.
I'm a United fan.
Oh, okay, I don't feel so bad. Yeah, I thought I was going to get rinsed then, but
yeah.
yeah, I can't, there's nothing you can say at the moment.
Yeah, as a man that lives in Birmingham, was born in Birmingham. Well, I live in Warsaw now, but I was born in Birmingham. I can't really say much.
Yeah. Yeah, bloody hell. United still on 0 points, or?
No, we're on 6 now. We beat
Oh,
Liverpool.
6?
Yeah, we beat Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Last weekend, and we beat Southampton today.
Ah, fair. Okay, cool. There you go.
The last thing I was checking, that's Man City were getting slapped by Crystal Palace, which was good.
Yeah, I think they lost 2.
Oh no, they're winning 3-2 now. God damn it.
Oh, bloody hell. God damn it. I was well excited then.
Yeah, so that's depressing. I've spoke out loud for no reason there. So except for that, like, you into any other sports? We discussed off chat that you have no love for cricket.
Absolutely not. Dog shit. Like, cricket, golf can get in the bin, but martial arts, kickboxing or UFC, mixed martial arts, football. Used to do a bit of rugby, but don't really watch it. I go to Twickenham to watch like the Army versus the Navy with my dad.
Yeah.
That's just because it's like a one-time event sort of thing. Other sports that I'd watch on TV, other than that, none really. The rest would be for like darts, just for a piss up or whatever.
Yeah, like darts is good for the drinking. To be fair, like cricket's good for the drinking. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
when
no,
you go there, like the drinking wise, I'm there tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
nice. Show, yeah, and it's just gonna be me and my family just drinking all day.
Hell yeah.
Are you a film fan or like?
To a degree, I do love a film, but like I'm not like a film fanatic. Where if you listed, like if you name, it'd be the top films.
Yeah. You're not like a critic, kind of. You have to watch the big films to be, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. More to the weirdest thing is that people I'm sure wouldn't guess is I like chick flicks and rom-coms and stuff like that. Sci-fis and that aren't really my thing. So I'm just trying to think of movies.
See, like sci-fis, I don't mind the odd sci-fi, but I just don't get them. It sounds weird. I just don't get interested. I get them, but I just not. Yeah. It's just I don't care.
I think it gets to a point. Well, this is the way I'm so contradicting myself here because I absolutely love Star Wars.
Yeah,
big Star Wars. Yeah, but like then there's sort of a limit to where it's just like I like to be. I can either picture myself doing it or see it happen, and it just gets to a point where you break that, and it is just like just never realistic. So I'm not invested.
Yeah, like so chick flicks. Have you watched the Notebook?
Yeah, yeah, many times.
Did you
many times?
The Notebook?
No, I'm not that. I'm not too bad. Maybe the first time when I was younger, I'm all right now. It's weird. Kids crying in movies will set me off for some reason. I don't know why, but like, yeah, if you see a kid crying or a kid hurt, I'm just like, oh.
I'm really bad. Like the Notebook sent me off, and I'm really bad with any animal kind of like thing. Like if dogs, and I'm like, oh.
Yes. What is that dog film? Is it Marley and Me?
Marley and Me is the big one.
Yeah.
I've not watched it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to terrify me. Like,
please watch it and just like, yeah, when it gets to the end when the old dog's like, and it basically walks away to die on its own, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah. They're horrific. Like anything that's dog wars, like the first ever film I ever cried at. I don't know. This has gone from a wrestling podcast to Lassie. Like the old Lassie. Have you never heard of Lassie?
Lassie. That's not the one where the dog sits there and waits for her owner every day, is it?
No, that's something called Hatchie, I think. But yeah, that's a true story as well, which is more.
Yeah.
Lassie's basically this story about a dog that gets sold to like a rich guy. The family can't afford to keep him, like the kid's devastated. And
Yeah.
say like they're in London and
Oh,
they're in Scotland, the rich guy, and the dog
okay.
travels all the way home walking, and then like it nearly dies, and then like the
Oh,
kid finds and it's carrying it, and it's like, oh god.
oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That sounds well good. I'll have to watch
Oh,
that.
horrific.
That sounds well good. Yeah, no, it's movies. I like having a joint and then watching a movie. We watched that Tenant one. Me and my friends. I don't know how we timed it so well. It was again the two guys I went on the fields with during COVID, but we had a joint and then watched Tenant. But we were the only ones in the cinema.
Yeah.
I guess obviously COVID and loaded up, but it was literally in us three and in the whole Cine World cinema watching that film, and we were baked. And that film's trippy as it is, but we were just sat there and like because we had the whole thing to ourselves. Like I would be sat here, one sat over here, and the other one sat down there, and we'd just be looking at each other like, what's going
on? Yeah.
What's got like? People are going forward and backwards at the same bit. Oh, like that was. So I still to this day cannot tell you a single thing what happened in that movie. Not a clue.
What annoys me about that movie is the reasoning behind, like, I didn't like that film that much, like, but people say you don't like it because you don't get it. I get what was happening, I just didn't care, and it was just like, because
Sure.
Christopher Nolan, he's like the Batman and that lot, but he cares too much about time films. Like, films are about time, and it's mental.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just not one for me, that wasn't.
But even still, when you're saying there, when people are like, you don't like it because you don't get it. Well, exactly that. That's why I don't like it, because I don't get it. I don't understand.
I
Like,
got it, but I didn't care at the same time. Yeah, that's even worse, isn't it? I got it, I just don't care.
yeah.
But
I do like the movies. Like, is it Inception? Is it Inception?
Yeah, Inception.
The one, Shutter Island. Those I love them.
Decent, yeah.
There's a level to it, and then you're just like, okay, now you're just fucking with my head, and I can't focus.
Like, I remember partner, she watched Inception, and it just blew her mind. She just saw what's happening.
Yeah, especially watch that high, and that'll sort you out.
So, what is your all-time favourite film?
Oh, I knew this. I haven't got a clue. I knew this was coming.
Top three, that helps. There you
go. Titanic, just because it's a classic, I guess, and that's the only thing I can think of at the moment for top three. Well, that's the thing, because I know once this ends, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to look through Netflix and be like, oh yeah, that's a great movie. That's a great movie.
You have to send it me afterwards, and I'll just voice over what you said.
Just put me in, yeah. Just insert here. Favorite movie? I need a second. Can you give me some examples?
Example, like, are you on like gangster films like Scarface, Godfather?
Godfather. Yeah. Godfather. What is? Obviously, I'm just going to throw Wolf of Wall Street is one that I can just watch over and over and over again. Living the dream.
Bonds.
Load of rubbish.
Notebook.
No, it's a good movie, but it's not top three ever made. I can't. Yeah. I can't think. Just off the only three that I can think of right now is Titanic, Hot Fuzz, and Mice and Men. Fuck it.
Yeah, like, to be fair, like, if that's your point of view, if you can think of it, it probably is your favourite film if you're thinking of them. But
yeah, true.
Hot Fuzz is great though.
Absolutely. So many quotes in that.
Yeah, like the old Cornetto trilogy. I'm not like the biggest fan of the last one, but the first two are fantastic.
Yeah. Them two together are just brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, so and except for that, we might as well go for the trifecta of like the quadruple of what, like music-wise, what are you into?
Drill, grime, Christmas music. I listen to Christmas music all year round. Yeah. If you follow me on Instagram, I wait on every Friday. Well, I try to every Friday put on my story of the music that I'm listening to, because it's just what I love winding people up, and obviously I get new followers every now and again. So like Friday, I'll just post a screenshot of me Spotify listening to some Michael Bublé Christmas album or whatever. Love that. Country is my favourite. Massive country fan. And then for gym, it'd be like heavy metal or hard style, which is a growing hardstyle's like a growing genre at the moment, especially on TikTok and that for gym rats. And
Yeah.
I pretty much listen to. I can literally listen to any music. Like even opera, I can appreciate and respect, but I wouldn't be able to sit there for an hour with it. Like if I went on a road trip, like that road trip. But yeah, love it. Literally anything I could sit there and listen to anything from country. Elvis, absolutely love Elvis. From like Elvis to Phil Collins to Michael Jackson to who else? Frank Ocean to like anyone nowadays. Absolutely. Luke Combs, love it. Love music.
To be fair, I respect that. Like, I respect people more because I used to work at H&V. Like, I respect people more that can appreciate all music than just go like, this is shit. And then they'll be like, what? You won't listen to it? Like, it's like heavy metal music. I like heavy metal music, but you'll tell someone, they go, it's just noise, and it's what you want about.
Yeah. Like not even a bad way, but I think there is a level because this is my problem. There is a point where they are just like, oh, and then I'm like, okay, but I can still appreciate that still takes a lot of skill and strain and training on like the throat chords. So I can appreciate that, but I wouldn't again like that's if I was in the gym and it was like PB day, that's the sort of stuff I'd be putting on. But there's sort of a time and a place for that for me personally. But other than that, you can hear me listening to musicals, Christmas songs, or country music.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Like, you're not going to be walking down the street just get screaming in your ear, are you? Just walking. It's kind of like you have to have the moments for it. Yeah.
What just happened here? Someone's screaming.
Like, I used to be like when I was younger, it was proper. I was just into metal rock and stuff. But then, like, because H&V, I just expanded. Like Christmas music is still just Christmas for me due to H&V though, because it was blasted in my ears for like November, December.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
It's just appreciate music, and I respect that completely. So
what would be your top three if you could only listen to three genres for the rest of your life? What would they be?
This is my interview. What do you know? So I'd probably put something like new metal in, which is weird. I like the new metal genre, like your stuff like your Disturbed and your Limp Bizkits and stuff. I can always get involved in. Pop punk.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pop
I'm a
punk.
big pop punk.
What popular? Just in case I might know them. Pop punk.
182 is kind of pop punk, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You've got like newer pop punk bands like Tonight Alive and stuff. Yeah, Blink and stuff like that. Class that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's hard, the third one, because you're just cutting off everything else in your life. Like, I want to say like rap or grime and stuff like that. Then I'm cutting off like rock, like the rest of rock, or Andrea Bocelli. I'll be cutting off. So it's kind of like what. So I like a lot of like classic rock as well, like your Queen and stuff like that. I don't think I could cut them out. Like Beatles and stuff. I don't know what you class that genre as. Then again, I'm indie as well. Like my favourite band ever is Oasis, so it's kind of like I don't know.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's the end of the interview.
Oh, gobshites, a pair of them.
Oh no,
Maybe they really want like no.
I don't know if it was Stockholm Syndrome, because my brother used to listen to Oasis when I was younger, and I loved it ever since. So I don't know. I love Oasis. I'm not going to hide it. So, what would you like your three genres be then? Clearly,
it's got to be country number one. And put grime and drill because they are fairly similar together.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Put them in there, but I don't know if that'd go second. And then it'd have to be between Christmas music. Are we Christmas music a genre? Would we count that?
I would give you Christmas music in general because it's just a once a year norm. Even though you're listening all year round, it's a once a year norm. So.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Then I'll go number one country, number two grime / drill, number three Christmas music. That survive one. That I could survive one.
Nah, that's fair enough. And obviously we've
got
a weird. It is.
Imagine that playlist. Imagine putting shuffle on that playlist.
Going from JME to flipping Perry Como. But yeah, so obviously we've got to do. You did the three. I'll put you on the spot with the top three films. You got to go top three artists. Band.
Top three artists. Oh. Are we saying for each genre or just ever to ever
Overall,
do
we'll
it?
go with I want to make it the
Number
hardest
one,
possible. Yeah.
I will fight every single person that disagrees with me. Number one has to be Elvis, the best to ever do it and to ever do it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Number one, Elvis, just because of everything. Obviously, that voice is so hard. Like people try and replicate it, but it can never be duplicated. And obviously, bringing black culture sort of music into the white man's world as
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
in days. Like it was the shit you had to go through. Like once watching that film and learning that sort of stuff. But anyway, yeah. Number one, Elvis. And number two. It sounds so basic, but just because of how big they were and what they accomplished, like for me, just off the top of my head would be Elvis, Queen, or no, Elvis, Michael Jackson, Queen. I'd say that feels like too boring.
Yeah, but it's also if you had to listen to them three without anyone else, at least you've got a big discography of like music. You know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Elvis had like thousands of songs.
yeah. Like for me, that isn't like to me that's not like my top three artists that you'd find on my spot best. For like for me, that question is like the best to ever do it in music. But then it's sort of like I feel like I'm ignoring certain music genres, but for me, just how big they are, I think that's the top three really for me. What about you? Who's your top three? Because I'm sure it's not going to be the same as mine.
Oh well, clearly we're going to throw Oasis in there straight away. Genuinely, Oasis are up there. It's weird my mix, like because it changes quite a lot. Like, Oasis have always been like eternal in my music genre. Like Disturbed are up there a lot.
Yeah.
When I was younger, it used to be Avril Lavigne. Like Avril Lavigne used to have proper banging music when I was younger. Like to be fair, it's bad. Like I'm so biased towards her music that like I would listen to something like her newer music when it came out. And it was absolute. In my mind, it was that warped. It was like this is great. Like Hello Kitty, that song. Like oh, this is fantastic. This song.
Just you sitting there at work.
Yeah, like Queen would be up there because I used to listen to it a lot more with my dad. Bicycle Race is one of my favourite songs ever. By Queen. It just depends what your mood you're in as well. Like I could listen to Muddy Waters as well, like the blues artists. It's just like you depend on your music. And then like someone like Jamie, I could just listen to all day. But yeah,
have you seen it's I can't the back? He says like the words backwards or something. I can't remember what it is. It's like a very old video of him, and it's like there's his alphabet one, but then there's also one where he says words. Like he takes a word at the front of the sentence, puts it to the back. I think I can't remember what video it is.
I've seen parts of it, like, but the guy's insane. Like I've never seen like someone word like music so well.
Yeah, lyrically he's like stupidly and criminally underrated. But I think because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's independent.
Yeah,
but he might if he's not.
Like he used to release a lot of his own music, yeah, and obviously people. I used to love the fact that this would blow people's mind that he's his brother's Skepta.
Skepta, yeah.
And I'll go, and they go, no, he's not. And he'll go, what? No, it is. Like I can't. I'm not liking it. Is.
Yeah, like people, how like what talented brothers.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to do it like them two are probably one of the up there, except for Oasis. We're up there.
Okay, so give me your, because I want us to do a poll, my top three and your top three, and we'll see who's is better. So what's your official 1, 2, and 3 in order?
Oasis. I say DC. I said, and it's very fluid. I'm gonna throw Disturbed in there because I'm on this like website called Last FM, and they're the people I've listened to the most according to that.
Yeah.
Because they're just on all the time. And oh god, the attempt. I'm gonna put Avril Lavigne. I'm gonna put her on there. That's she's going on there.
Avril Lavigne, the third best to ever do it. Wow. Like,
ever to do it. Yeah.
If you can do that for us, you stick up your top 3 and my top 3 as a poll, and then we'll see what the people are saying.
Let me have a look. So I'm going to put this down now, while we're doing this. So yours was
Elvis, Michael Jackson, Queen.
Elvis, Jackson, Queen.
But with your Avril Lavigne, I just want to, like, for third, just want to throw some random one in there, just to, like a Michael Bublé or something.
You get the win anyway. If any mothers see that, they're into me. Yes.
Nah, yeah. Michael Jackson. I quit Elvis, Michael Jackson, Queen. That'll do.
No worries. And then we'll round off this chat before we actually speak about wrestling again, which probably
Yeah.
what people are tuning into. You a gamer at all, or?
To an extent. I'm not like I want a PC game, but it's just like not for me. I can't. It's too clicky, too fast paced. But your CODs, your FIFA's.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Play like the UFC games, but not like the Rainbows. Is it Rainbow Six? Or,
Yeah, Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy.
yeah, all them like Fortnite. I played that for a little bit, but during lockdown. But then that got too sweaty, got way too sweaty. But yeah, but other than that, yeah, literally your standard lad sort of games, COD, UFC, and FIFA, really.
Yeah.
GTA.
Like, I got proper into the Warzone during COVID.
Yeah,
And that was sweaty as hell. Like,
weren't it just? Weren't it just?
And
Would you rather Rebirth or Warzone? Because I'm a Rebirth guy. I love Rebirth.
Was Warzone. I don't think I played Rebirth.
Really? Fair.
Yeah, like I'm not a proper, like I used to be like proper gamer, as in like I used to Modern Warfare 2. I rotted on for the whole of my teenage life. It was bad. But yeah, I kind of stopped gaming a lot until like like the stuff like Red Dead's and stuff. That's the stuff I get involved. Like I'm playing a game called Ghost of Tsushima, which is it's like Red Dead but samurais.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's like that kind of story. It's stuff that gets me involved. Like I used to play FIFA a lot, but like FIFA used to annoy me as well because people, I just like it doesn't like you play football properly in FIFA and you don't win, but you play but then you play just like lamping up the field with through ball and someone's on the score, and I've had like 70% possession. It was like what's happened?
As long as you got paid, you're right.
Yeah,
like love that. Like getting stoned. Like I sound like a big pothead, but I'm not. But the occasion I do get high and then sitting there playing FIFA because it becomes a different game. Like all of a sudden you've got 11 people to think of and your mind starts like you're predicting and making moves halfway up the field while you're still passing it around the back and that, and you're trying to strategically work your way up the field. Oh, so good high. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I can't do high at all because like I'd just be running around zoned out and then I'm dead and I'm I don't even know where I got shot from. I can't do that one.
Yeah, like I used to just be. I got to the point with COD that used to annoy me so much because I used to get killed a lot, and just because people would just be in a corner, like what? And I can't just sit. Like I got to being that guy that would walk around with a shotgun and annoy more people. Like they'd be blasting me, and I'd hit once with a shotgun, and all you'd hear in like search and destroy is "you absolute prick."
I can't do search and destroy. I can't do just because of how like if you die, that's it. You just got to wait.
Like me and my mates, the stress on it because like you're with your mates, and then your mates turn on you as well because you've ruined their game, and it's like, well, come on.
Yeah, if you don't play how they'd have played, you're the worst player in the world.
Yeah. And I definitely wasn't playing how they play. I'm walking around with a shotgun. Yeah, everyone's hot camping, and I'm just like, like the amount of the random times I used to clutch a game, and everyone would be surprised, and I've had a shotgun. And it's like, I loved it. But yeah, we probably should start speaking about wrestling.
Fuck it. Here's what it is.
So the next thing I was going to ask is, like, you're abroad a lot. Like, how did that happen?
I don't know. No, it's great. Literally in September as well, I'm in Hungary, and then the week after in Germany. So that's next month's pretty busy. But yeah, the first one obviously was the Irish tour. That was fun. That was a great experience. Met Kings in the North and Tucker, and a few others out over there. And then, do you know the Bruce?
I've heard the name, but I don't think I've seen him.
With the Brothers Ord, have you heard of them?
No.
So they're like a trio as such, up north, I believe. I don't know my geography, so they could be anywhere. But then Bruce was out with GWF in Germany, and he had got injured, and they needed, it was like for the World Cup thing, and they needed an English guy to replace him, and he very kindly recommended me. Yeah. And even then, I was pretty sure I was still too green for it, but really appreciated the offer. Went out there, done that, and then they brought me back a couple times. And in that first time at wrestling in Germany, I met the guys who run Passion Pro in Hungary, and they like me stuff, and we become friends there. And then they were like, "We'll bring you over." And then that's now that thing, which I'm over there with them guys regularly now. And then in Germany, one of the promoters of the other place that I wrestle at was at a GWF show, and he said, "We want to bring you over." So I'm now wrestling with them as well. And it's awesome. It's quite weird. I don't know if it's just the politics or the clickiness of the English promotions that I'm not wrestling at, but it seems to be that I'm getting bigger and better opportunities abroad than I am in my own country. But if that doesn't like that's I like it. I love the abroad bookings because it's a holiday. You get to see new places. You make them experiences, and it shows to other promotions in England that if people are willing to pay for the flights and accommodation and pay us to wrestle in that in another country, then I must be good enough to wrestle here.
Yeah, like it's people struggle to break out of like the UK circuit, and you're like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so
That's it. Yeah. Trying to get more. I want to do Italy, Japan, Belgium. Dude, I would take absolutely. America's the goal, like dream. America and Japan are the main ones, but I would love to wrestle everywhere. I would literally. There's not a country, probably Russia maybe, but apart from that, everywhere.
yeah, that's what like as a wrestler though, that's what you want, isn't it? To wrestle, like
Yeah.
not to be
Learn
stuck
different
in one
styles.
place.
Yeah. Like, I want to branch out, learn different styles, learn different maneuvers, and take a bit of everyone and put it into one.
Because you know, if you can take as many styles as possible, like that makes you a better wrestler. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. That's what when I first started training, that was the first thing I did was learn your luchas, the wrestling, like the grappling, your strong styles, and all that. I just wanted to get a bit of everything. So whether I'm face or heel, no matter who I'm wrestling, I can do everything.
Yeah,
So that's why people are surprised, like, because I do it as a bit of a heel, to be the flashy prick sort of thing, like do all the front flips and the 450s and all of that. So it's nice to pull them out of the bag when they are needed, as a bit of a shock factor, if nothing else.
Yeah, like I said, like but it's incredible the like it's like you back where was it? I was looking at here on I've lost it completely now. It was like Budapest, I think you're in, was it? Or
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
Hell of a place. That's the best one. Love that because you have the show. The group is incredible. The crowd are loud. The venue is literally in this building, but right next to it, it is in the same building. Imagine like it's like literally a step or two down, and then there's pillars in between this room and that room. But this whole second room is just a really long gym.
Yeah.
So you can just work out, get a pump in before the show, stretch out. And then straight after, you go back to the hotel. So the show's done about midnight or whatever, 11 midnight. Go to the hotel, get showered, get changed, and then you go out into this big nightclub, and party till 5 a.m. And then you get in a taxi, fly for the airport, and you get your flight at 6:30. And then you're back in England for 10 o'clock in the morning, and then just chill out all Sunday or wrestle if booked. Yeah, so fun. Because Budapest party. And alcohol is cheap out there, and they can party.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like Poland, I went to Poland a few years ago. It was like 97p a pint, and it was like, what's happening? Like, I don't know what there's lost. I was absolutely monged after the first.
It just shows you, doesn't it? It just shows how much we're getting shafted.
Yeah, it's just the exports in it like that. So where what has been your favourite match of like since you've been wrestling?
Ooh, good question. One I recently had at Unlimited Wrestling in Germany. I hadn't wrestled for about just shy of 2 months, and that was just incredible. We had a great match. I got about, I think it was 10 to 15 people in the German crowd of 150 as a standing ovation, which to me, like Speedball, isn't nothing, but that was my first time I'd ever seen people stand and clap for us. I tell a lie, there was one before, but especially abroad, that means even more because, especially as Germans against English with the football. Yeah, so that was great. The Speedball match, Car Noir match. There's a match against a certain gentleman that we won't name because rightfully cancelled. It was a big name. That was great.
Yeah, I know you're on about. I was looking for your
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like I'm just name dropping, but it is literally those top guys because they're that great that they could carry me on top of what I could provide. Trying to think. Yeah, but it would be the Noir Speedball, the recent Germany one. Would
The
be
German one, Nicholas Kloof is his name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It
was
could be on.
looking at, yeah.
Once that you'll know when it's online because I'll clip the hell out of it and it'll be all over all my social medias.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'd be me top three off the top of my head. And I'm sure there's been other great ones, but they're the ones that stand out to me right now.
That's fair enough. Like, if you Mike Bailey's in there, it's so weird. Like, you've been wrestling 6 years and Mike Bailey's in there, so fair enough. So
Yeah, if you think about the names that I've actually like, there was one point in one year that I'd even screenshot it. Like I'd got all my match graphics and put it together.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to find it now, but yeah, it's the Car Noir, Speedball, the gentleman can't name, Jody Fleisch, and there was two other big names in there, and it was uncredited. It was a great year. It was so much learned and experience gained from that year. Really helped.
Yeah, that was the year you had James Storm in it, Martin Kerber.
Yeah, James Storm,
Senza Volta's a good one as well.
Senza Volta, that was a great match. That was one of the most, that and Speedball was oh my god, the match that I was the most nervous for them two because there was just so much in it. There was so much in that match to remember. But unfortunately, Senza got a concussion halfway through, so we had to wrap that up early.
Was that the Senza one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Drilled his head through the floor. Now, I think on the Randy Orton DDT, he didn't put his hands down in time, so the D
full face.
Yeah, if you don't protect yourself,
yeah, like that's not a fun time, really, is it?
Yeah, but we managed it. It was just one of them, like, throw him out of the ring, give the crowd some stick, throw him back in, and a roll up finish.
Yeah, so like you kind of Austin Owen Hart kind of thing. Like Owen Hart, I was literally watching that this morning. That's the reason I brought it up.
Really?
But yeah, the Owen Hart broke his neck, and then I better play to the crowd a bit.
Yeah, it just didn't break. Thankfully.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've just looked through this 2019. Like you had Brian Pilliam Jr. randomly in there as well.
Kip Sabian as well. Yeah, Kip Sabian. I've got some names on me.
Ridgeway.
Ridgeway.
Sean Custom. Who's the champion of my promotion at the moment?
Is it?
Yeah. Down to Kamikaze.
I'll have to pop down.
Take on Custom. I think he's lined up to fight Chuck Mambo at the moment. Is the rivalry at the moment? Yeah.
Solid.
But yeah, you've had an incredible year there. So this is normally where we go. Because like, what's happening next? Like, what have you got lined up next, match wise?
Lined up next, I'll check my calendar. Like I say, got that next month. We're back in Germany and Hungary. We've got a show at Ignite Wrestling. Wrestling Nino and Tommy Kyle. I don't know if you heard of those.
I've heard Nino before, but I don't know if it's the correct one I'm thinking of.
Is it Brian? Nino Brian? I think
Nino Brian, I'm from London. Yeah. I think he went by El Nino once, though. I'm not remembering.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard of him. Yeah.
I believe, Hungary on the 17th, Germany on the 24th of September, and then October, shameless plug, the promotion that me and my friends run, Jurassic Pro Wrestling, we've got a show, so a 1 year anniversary show, so that's going to be a nice big one. We're looking forward to that.
Actually ran that, so that's there we go. Jurassic Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, it's me, Harry Mann, Dexter, Harry's brother Rogan, the lads, and Nick Payne. A group of us, we wanted to run our own shows and learn the business side of wrestling and put our own shows on.
Oh, it makes sense. Like,
we literally.
Yeah. And like, I didn't even, I've seen the graphics for your shows and stuff, and I didn't click that could be your actual show.
Literally, look, just quickly.
Yeah.
Where's the spin button? That one?
We're on tour. The camera's gone, but we're on tour.
Literally, down that hill is our venue.
Okay. Hopefully there was no addresses there.
nothing to show.
Nah, that's fair enough. Well,
Just great, yeah. Sunday normally there's like no 2 hour drive to get to the venue. You literally just walk down that hill.
that's the dream, innit?
Yeah.
You can get that off like proper off the ground, and you can just walk off the.
Literally, like our last show. I got back. I was in Germany on the Saturday. Landed at 10 o'clock on the Sunday,
Yeah.
and then had the hour drive back to home, and then had the show later on at about 1 o'clock. So it was a couple of hours rest, and then we went back at it.
Fair enough. Yeah. So obviously check that out. Whoever Jurassic Pro.
Yeah, if you're near.
And then what we do normally now is we go through the good old future tense. So, well, one of them's not really future tense, so you can't really do it. So we'll go with this one first. Who would you be your dream opponent that's like retired / dead, like passed away, like you know, like, obviously that's not going to happen in the future unless they come out.
Yeah.
Or you fight corpses.
Who could I do? Who would I like to wrestle that's retired or dead? Shawn Michaels would be. Are we talking like Dream World or like actually? Oh no, of course.
Yeah. Like, well, if you're fighting a corpse and you're doing well.
Yeah. I'll just go dig up someone. No, I think Shawn Michaels would be a hell of a match. Just thinking of so many spots with that.
That's my all-time favourite wrestler, Shawn Michaels as well.
Really?
A good one.
Is it really?
Yeah, like Shawn Michaels, brilliant.
Understandable. I could see it, but. Yeah, one retired Shawn Michaels, and then I don't really know any. It's a problem with not really watching wrestling. I don't know anyone that's dead. Who are the top 3 dead wrestlers?
Dead wrestler? On the spot, that's blew my mind. That is.
For
some reason, the first person I thought of, which isn't the top one, I thought of the Ultimate Warrior, and I was like, no, that's not right. Yeah, you got like some of the Japanese.
Dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead now, but he's not the top 3. Like,
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll
go.
Yeah, Masawa's a good one. If Mitsuharu Masawa, he's a Japanese like legend. Like, he's like all Japan kind of like legendary guy. Like they're struggling dead to be fair. Thinking about it, like you get proper back at that point unless you're gonna fight Bam Bam Bigelow. So it's kind of...
Now we'll go with we'll stick with Shawn Michaels for now.
That's like to be fair. If you're gonna pick someone, Shawn Michaels is probably up there, you know.
Yeah.
And then obviously this is actually future because you may be able to fight them. Who would be like your top opponents that you could actually fight in the future?
Got to be Ospreay, innit? Dude's on form at the moment, absolutely on form. If that ever happens, I could retire. Sound like such a mark, but you got to give credit where credit's due and respect because absolutely smashing it. He is the best in the world right now, I'd say.
Ospreay's sillily good. Like when he I'm talking about. I can't remember when it was. Like 7 years, 8 years ago, he used to be at the Kamikaze shows, and he was that good then. And you know, and it's like now he's on like the level.
Because you got to think it like you even got to put into the account of how injured that lad is and how broken his body is. Yet he still performs to such of that level. Obviously, he's got the age on his side with the injuries, but it's no people are surprised by it with how good he is. But you got to think it's no different from kids playing football at 4 years old in an academy or whatever. Like that lad was obviously backyard wrestling and had the wrestling ring in his garden. It's no different from like a boxer like Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather that's trained their whole life.
Yeah,
and then the body grows and adapts to the output that is needed to perform at a level. So it's just the wrestling equivalent of your Floyd Mayweathers of starting young. Your body and mechanics get used to the movements, and then obviously on top of that, the gymnastics side and the acrobatical side. And now he's beefed up a bit and putting the strikes in there as well. So it's an awesome cocktail to watch. It's the only wrestler in the world that I could watch every single match and know that this is going to be one hell of a match. I can't get anyone else. I can't think of anyone else that would. Mike Bailey, him versus Bailey now is what I want to watch.
We're insane, yeah. Like Ospreay, like I'm really big into Ospreay. Like he's just silly good. To be fair, like him, Zack Sabre Jr. From New Japan as well. Like the people that have gone to New Japan, the British have shown that the British fantastic.
Yeah, big time. So much talent in Britain, British wrestling.
Yeah,
I would be my dream opponent right now. That would sound like a mark.
That's fair enough. Like, if you're gonna pick a dream opponent, you pick Michaels, and you can have a triple threat. You, Michaels, and Osprey. Prime.
God, I'm not worthy.
There might be nerves there. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, no, yeah.
And you're gonna win. That's.
I'll just do the typical Hill thing. I'll just sit out and let them two go for it, and then they tire themselves out.
And
that'll
then
be
you
my
forget you're actually in the match. And be like, oh yeah.
Just yeah. Yeah, just do a little run in. Now, I just have to shoot on them, I guess. Just throw the real martial arts in there and just pray that it works.
Hopefully, hope for the best.
Yeah.
Jesus take the wheel and all that. That's
Jesus at the wheel.
Jesus take the wheel. That's what it is.
Here we go.
But yeah, so that's where we normally. That's the we've gone your chronicle of your life, and Osprey is the target. Then.
Yeah.
So
He's the big target.
So all we need to say now is plug your social medias and stuff like that. Like, we've had your Twitter handle below for the whole thing. You won't see it yourself, but it's been there, yeah.
Nice. The main one, I'm mainly on Instagram. Just double check I say the right one. _ Corey McRae. If we can fit that in there throughout the whole time, that'd be brilliant instead of Twitter. But yeah, Instagram and Twitter is me main ones. Facebook don't really use. That's personal, really.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what other social medias there are that would be worth. Nah, that's it. Literally, yeah. Corey McRae. If you type that in for any of them, you'll find me.
That's fair enough, and obviously check out Jurassic Pro Wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Which we've
Pro Wrestling. Come watch. Tickets are like £8, which is nice and cheap for today's climate of everything going up.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, and when's the next show? Did you say?
Next show is October. Is it October? Boys are going to kill me. I should know this off by heart. I remember October 9th. Yeah, October the 9th in Harwich. All details will be on the posters that you'll find me sharing.
Yeah, there you go. He's already been sharing them on Twitter. I've seen them, and that's where it surprised me that you own it. But yeah, so that's the end of the show, guys. We'll see Corey on the Wrestler versus Sporkle, which we'll be recording straight after this.
Nice. Buy my merch.
And yeah, buy his merch. Where are we buying your merch? That's it.
Message me directly if you want anything. Onthegear.com. I've got shirts and hoodies on there. I did try and start a big cartel thing, but I don't really understand it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the best way is to just message me directly.
Yeah, that's always the best way. Like, that's how we got in contact with you, really. Direct message, and this is what's great.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so we'll be checking out Sporkle straight afterwards. It's going to be actually, I won't spoil it now because people are cheat. We do a Sporkle Championship for the actual people that are not wrestlers, and they'll check it out in advance and try and beat. But yeah, so as usual, guys, like and subscribe, and we will see you all later. Adios.